The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
We now have more proof that Haason Reddick might be one of the dumbest athletes of all time. The latest on Reddick. We'll talk about that and more. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season.
Joe, I am not messing with you with what I'm about to say. Adam Schefter is reporting the Jets have just fired Robert Saleh.
Wow! We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jet bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please do so. Big thank you to the Jet fans, the Asmaniacs, for helping me reach over 39,000 subscribers here on YouTube, making us the biggest Jet channel in the universe. So I want to thank everyone for that. I cannot say that enough. Real quick, before we dive in to the latest on Haason Reddick, I want to do a quick show before all the games start coming up in just a bit. You can hear me today on ESPN New York, 8:80 a.m. Download the ESPN New York app if you want to listen. If you're not by the radio in the New York area, I will be on from 4 until 7:30 when Mets pregame coverage starts for the Mets and the Dodgers, game 1 of the NLCS. So join me on the radio today. We'll certainly talk more about the Jets and the Bills and everything going on in what is a monster New York sports weekend. All right, let's talk about Reddick. Here's what we know. This week alone, we learned Haason Reddick's agency, CAA, one of the most respected agencies in all of sports, they dropped him as a client, not the other way around. Reddick's agency said, we're good. You're a moron. That's basically what they said. Now it comes out this morning in an article that dropped on NFL.com from NFL insider Ian Rappaport that earlier this season, there was optimism from Reddick's agents and the Jets themselves that this holdout was going to end. The Jets and CAA were negotiating a one-year deal that, according to Ian, would have allowed Haason Reddick to make, quote, far more than he was originally set to make, which was $14.5 million, and he turned it down. If you read the full article, which I did, it says in here that the contractual terms would have allowed Reddick to make up all the money he lost in fines and a chance to make even more money than what he was originally going to make, a la incentives for playing time, sacks, team success, etc. $14.25 million this season was what he was supposed to earn. And as of now, he's lost himself close to $10 million based on various reporting out there. I mean, this guy is a moron at the highest level. This is the dumbest holdout in the history of professional sports. Find me one that's worse. The go-to is going to be, well, Le'Veon Bell. No, he wasn't being fined every day. He just didn't sign the franchise tag. He wasn't being fined. He just didn't get paid. Reddick now has actually cost himself money. Forget the money he was going to make. Even if he shows up, he's going to owe more in fines than what he's actually going to be paid at this point. According to Ian Rappaport, Haason Reddick has until week 13 to show up for his contract to not toll over. He is the only player in the NFL that is holding out. This is unprecedented. He must report by week 13 to receive an accrued season or his contract will toll and everyone will be in the same situation next year. I think at this point, are we sure Haason Reddick's ever playing football again? What if he just retires? I mean, this is an unprecedented situation, what we're witnessing. This guy is a moron. I'm sorry. I know the insiders can't say it because I got to be professional. I don't. This is a guy whose own agents dropped him. And if you remember, there were some reports over the summer and early on that maybe there was a resolution that was coming. There was some optimism. I think Josina Anderson had that. And now we're at a point where this guy is never playing football again in my eyes. Certainly not for the Jets. I mean, you could criticize the Jets for a lot of things, and Douglas deserves credit in hindsight for not getting something done with Reddick when this deal was made. But you can't criticize him now for the stance they've taken since this bleep show really started here. I mean, his own agency is saying he's unreasonable. That's when you know. 1 year offer. This guy declined it, a chance to make more money than he was making this year and make up all the fines. So he was actually going to be a net positive at the end of all this. Whoever is giving Reddick this advice, family, maybe it's just him. You know what? At the end of the day, he's got to be accountable for his own actions. He's a grown man. He's 30 years old. But this is how you destroy your career. You know, this is the guy who's had 11 or more sacks 4 years in a row. Obviously, he's underpaid relative to his production. Danielle Hunter is making $25 million a year, for example. That's what he wants. But Danielle Hunter was a free agent, and the Texans signed him. Reddick's under contract. You signed the deal. So play out your deal. And the Jets were willing to play ball with you. They were willing to give you some more money. You know, I was told by someone close to me that has been right with a lot of things I've shared on the show the last couple of years. I said to this person, why can't you just give him $20 million? He wants 25. Come up to 20, call it a day. And this person responded to me and goes, Jake, if it was that easy, it would have been done by now. And you know what? This person probably is right because you have the agent dropping him. You have Woody Johnson befuddled when asked about it this week, saying, I've never seen anything like this. I mean, this is complete destruction of his career, self-destruction of his own career. Who's going to sign this guy now? Even if the Jets eventually trade him for a bag of used footballs in the offseason, he's never going to be the same player, I wouldn't think. He's never going to get this big-time contract. Why would anyone pay him? This guy has single-handedly destroyed his career. I mean, seriously. What a bleep show this has been. I mean, we'll talk about this holdout for the history books. Yeah, I'm a little worried. Haason Reddick might hire some goons to come after me if you believe that report about that lawsuit yesterday that the New York Post had. But, I mean, geez. This is so stupid. And I love the people being like, well, of course he doesn't want to play for the Jets. That's where careers go to die. You're just as big of a moron as Haason Reddick. Ask Bryce Huff if his career went to die with the Jets. His career's dying in Philadelphia right now because they don't know how to use him. You could say whatever you want about the Jets and Robert Saleh, this and that. His defense maximizes pass rushers, period. His defense is coached by a tremendous defensive coaching staff. Reddick would have had a good season with the Jets. He would have had his 10-plus sacks and been paid by somebody. This guy is an utter moron. There's no other way to put it. His agency now dropped him. They're now leaking it out. Hey, we tried, man. We had a deal on the table to pay him this. And he turned it down. What a joke. What an absolute joke. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Haason Reddick doesn't have an agent. Seemingly has no interest in ever playing for the Jets. And I don't know if he's ever going to play football again. How could we not rule that possibility out? How could we not at least consider that to be something that could happen based on how bizarre this entire story has been? I mean, this really is one of the dumbest holdouts in the history of pro sports. No other way around it. Even if you hate the Jets, like Mike Lombardi does, for example, he's called it the dumbest holdout in the history of professional sports. Truly remarkable, man. It really is. It really is. And look, at the end of the day, Haason Reddick's never been here. I don't think it's a distraction for the Jets at all. Yeah, this defense has remained elite with way less talent than they've had the last 2 seasons, especially on that D-line. Jermaine Johnson hasn't played since week 2. CJ Mosley hasn't played since the first quarter of week 2. Michael Carter didn't play in the Vikings game. Sauce Gardner missed time in week 1. He missed time last week. They have figured it out. But to sit here and really hear that, hey, they had a deal on the table that his agents were encouraging him to take, and he said no. I mean, this guy's got to be one of the dumbest athletes ever. And I never make it personal on this show. You guys know that. But how else are we supposed to describe this? And the best is, Haason had that tweet months ago. People don't know the real story or don't believe everything you heard. Well, what's your side of the story? Because there's nothing he could say that would make any sense. That's why he hasn't said anything, because he knows he's an idiot. If you're tuned in live right now, smash that like button, giving you guys a short show before all the NFL games get underway. Monster weekend in New York sports. Once again, you can hear me today on ESPN New York from 4 until 7:30. Please call in. I want as many Asmaniacs as possible to be on the phone lines. If you're an Asmaniac, I'm bumping you to the front of the line if I recognize the name. 800-919-3776 is the number to call in to the Jake Asman Show on ESPN New York. Before we get to your calls and get to some of your super chats, we are presented today by SeatGeek. Jet fans, Met fans, Yankee fans, if you plan to go to any of the upcoming games in New York sports, Yankees game 1 tomorrow night, Jets Monday Night Football tomorrow night. Maybe some of you are Giants fans watching this. Giants at home tonight against Cincinnati. Use promo code Jake Asman and get yourself $20 off your tickets if you buy them through SeatGeek. Today's Jake Asman Show is sponsored by SeatGeek. It is the best time of year to be a sports fan. And if you're a Jet fan, first place is on the line Monday night. That's right. You can get your tickets to the Jets and the Bills, the debut of Coach Jeff Ulbrich as the head coach of the NYJ, by downloading the SeatGeek app today, and you will see all the different options you have for tickets to this game. There are more than 70,000 events on SeatGeek, and that includes every single Jet game. And SeatGeek is great because they put all the tickets across the web in one place to make sure that you're getting the best deal. Each ticket is rated on a 1 to 10 scale. So you're just looking for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad, and you can get yourself the best deal on Jets tickets for Monday night against the Bills. And you guys know, when I talk about SeatGeek, I come through with a promo code to get you a discount. Use promo code Jake Asman if you are a new customer, and you'll save $20 on your tickets. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app. Let's go, baby. Code Jake Asman, $20 off your first SeatGeek order if you're going to any of the playoff games in New York this week. Mets will be home for game 3. That will start on Wednesday at Citi Field. Obviously, we got the Jets tomorrow night, Yankees tomorrow night, Yankees Tuesday night as well in the Bronx. Shout out to SeatGeek for being a part of our show. All right, let's get to some housekeeping here. First things first, we say hey, thank you to the great Rick Kent.
Show me the money. Show me the money! Money.
Hey, 5 spot from Rick Kent. If you hear your name, you're an Asmaniac. E. Stephen Gurdon, Anthony Skull, Outlaw OG, CJ Crypto. Welcome. Click on Rick's name. Turn on I want to receive gift memberships. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel and like the video, and you got a chance to get one. Super chat from Altoona Sandwich. Reddick sending his goons out for Jake as we speak. Bring it on, Haason. God, what an idiot, man. What an idiot. I have never seen an athlete be this stupid. Who's her daddy with a super chat? This just in, Reddick identifying as a woman just signed the WNBA contract. Now, this is a weird comment, but thanks for the super chat. Green Empire Lawn Care. Now, that is football IQ that isn't very high, Haason. Yeah, I mean, look, he's a phenomenal pass rusher. We know this. He's a terrible businessman. Like, even if you hate your employer, you're upset with your employer, you realize you're going to play on a really good defense, put up big numbers, and then get paid by somebody. I don't get it. Brandon writes in, Haason might retire, but the Jets haven't made the playoffs in 15 years. So, okay, a couple things could be true. The Jets have been a failure of an organization since 2011 onward, and Haason Reddick is an idiot. It's not one or the other. They're not mutually exclusive. This comment is beyond stupid. Goodbye. You know, it's funny. He could actually help the Jets make the playoffs if he showed up. How about that for a concept? Make himself more money. By the way, Brandon Ace, change your name. There's only one Ace allowed in the chat, and his name is Tom. Enough of the nonsense. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to more of your calls. Let's start it off with Kyle Clifton. He's first up on the Gusbuster hotline. What's up, Kyle?
What's going on, Jake? Just for the record, I want the show to know that my seats for Arizona were secured via SeatGeek. So support the show where you can. Listen, like, you look at a guy like Judon, right? He ultimately agreed to go without a revision to his contract to Atlanta. He's not producing the way he probably would like to. But you know what? He's not a problem either. He's not damaging his reputation either, and he's still got time to turn it around. The player that shall not be named is not putting anything on tape right now. He is a problem. He could be helping a team that is talented go to the next level, and teams are going to take notice of that. I don't know that I necessarily agree that he's not going to play for the Jets, because I think at some point it behooves him to show up before his contract holds. Now, what you're going to get out of him, whether he's going to be in football shape, whether he's going to be invested, that's another story entirely. But I do think at some point he's going to show up at one Jets drive.
Well, according to Ian Rappaport, Kyle, he needs to be there by week 13. So I don't know. Nothing with this story has made sense. Would it really shock you if he just doesn't show up at all?
No, I mean, he's been pretty obstinate and like, goes to the beat of his own drum, apparently. But, there are deadlines, and then there are deadlines. And it's just the contract holding over that is a tough pill to swallow if I'm Haason Reddick. Thanks for your time, Jake. Enjoy your time later today.
Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate it. Great call. It's remarkable we're here. Joseph writes in, Jets are still losers. People don't want to go there. People want to get paid. Bryce Huff became a Jet and then got paid because he excelled. Haason Reddick would be able to do the same thing. We could get on the Jets for a lot of things, and if you watch this show, believe me, we do. But this is another asinine comment that has nothing to do with the fact that Haason Reddick is a part of the dumbest holdout in the history of professional sports. Goodbye, Joseph.
Listen to yourself. You sound demented. Just go away, please. I can't stand it anymore.
We got a lot of idiots in the chat today. I have a very, very short leash. Warning all of you. The Stupid Town button is, it's itching to be clicked right here, baby. Pittsburgh Mike with a super chat. Thank you, Mike. Jet fam, enjoy a relaxing day of football. Tomorrow we take back the division and get back on track. Ulbrich will prove he's head coach material. Brick up. Hey, from your lips to God's ears, look, today might be the last day we can enjoy hope for a season. Because if it looks ugly tomorrow night, it's going to be tough to find hope. Even though at 2-4 in the AFC, you're still not dead. As crazy as that is. But everything's in front of the Jets. Everything is. They got a chance to do it tomorrow. Playing a team that is banged up, a team that they have beaten in that building the last 2 years with far less quarterback, with a far less quarterback, obviously. And it can't look worse offensively. There's no way. And the Jets need to get the run game going. They're playing a team that's been bad against the run. 144 yards rushing allowed per game so far this year for Buffalo. Look what the Ravens did to them. Look what Houston did to them. Let's go, man. Brick's got to have them ready. I'm bricked up.
Let's get bricked up.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. The 80s jock. We have bigger fish to fry than to worry about Reddick. Absolutely. But, this has been such a big story. And now we have word that not only did his agent fire him, his agents were like, hey, we got you a good deal. Take it. Take it. This is the best we could do. And he said, I'm good. Crazy. Honestly, the bigger fish to fry is, can they get Davante Adams? And this BS report, let me address this real quick before we get back to the calls, because I've been asked a lot about this. This BS report, Davante Adams loves to play with Aiden O'Connell. Oh, they might keep him. No one believes it. The Raiders would be almost as dumb as Haason Reddick, by the way, if they kept Davante. He's not going to be there next year. His contract has more money in it from a cap hit perspective next year than any non-quarterback in the league. So he's never going to play on his current deal. There's no guaranteed money after this year. So they're either going to keep him on the team out of spite and then lose him for nothing, or they can unload him now and get something, which is what's going to end up happening here. Now, let me say this. I will not criticize the Jets until he is traded to a team that's not the Jets. But they better get him. And you almost wonder, are we at a point now where tomorrow's going to decide if they're going to do it? Like, if they lose and they're 2-4, are they still making this move? I would, by the way. Because if I'm Joe Douglas, I need the win or I'm going to get fired. And Davante can help you beat the Steelers and right the season. And you play New England with a rookie quarterback. You blew them out a couple games ago. Like, there's a path back to 500. It's a long season, even though it's going to feel like the season's over if they lose tomorrow. But you do wonder, how big of an influence is this game tomorrow in whether or not Davante ends up being a Jet? I would still get him either way, as long as it's within reason. They're not getting a second-round pick for him. They're not obviously getting a first-round pick for him. And all these leaks coming out of Vegas and using Schefter to put it out there is basically to try and drum up interest from another team or get the Jets to give more. And that's not happening. Jersey Joe says, let him have it, Jake. Tired of the Jet haters. Look, the haters are out this week. Some of it is warranted. The only way to change it is to win. You got to win. Knob Deep with a super chat. Thank you, Knob. Reddick is a prime example of how taking career advice from a never-was parent, living vicariously through their child, will destroy everything for you. Dad makes LeVar Ball look like Danny Tanner. I just think whether it's his agents, family members, him going rogue, however we got here on his side, this will be studied for years to come on the dumbest holdouts professionally we've ever seen. That's what we're talking about here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, win or lose, we booze. We're going to have a blast 1 week from tonight at the Jake Asman watch party for the Jet-Steeler game on Sunday Night Football. Really could use all the support of the Asmaniacs. Come out and join us. We'll have giveaways. We'll have drink specials, food specials, the game on all the TVs. Plus, I know the Mets are playing that night. We will have the Mets game on several TVs as well. So during commercial breaks for the Jets, the sound will be on for the Mets. So you can watch both at the same time. It will be a blast. Make sure you guys come out to T-Squared RSVP. If you haven't, I had dinner there last night with a friend of mine who works for MLB that's in town for the ALCS, and we had a blast. So food's excellent. Drinks are great. Come out and join us at T-Squared Social 1 week from tonight. All right, let's continue with the calls. Let's say hello to Brick City Jet fan. What's up, Brick City?
Hey, Jake, how's it going?
What's up, man?
Man, this idiot, man. I just want this whole drama to be over with.
Me too. That'd be nice.
Like, for real, like, body like Jane. I mean, body like Tarzan, heart like Jane. I don't understand. You don't want to come and play with Aaron Rodgers, which is mind-boggling to me. You don't want to play with this team. This team is talented all across the board. And you don't want to add 15-plus sacks, and we can flip you in the offseason for a high second or a low first-round pick, and it's a win-win situation. Now, Joe Douglas looks bad on this situation, and it definitely looks bad on Haason Reddick's part. I don't understand. He must be smoking the bad stuff. I don't think.
It makes no sense, man. I mean, his own agency dropped him, and his agency is like, it's not like he's with some guys that don't know what they're doing. Tory Dandy and CNA, they just did CeeDee Lamb's contract. They did Debo's contract last year. Like these guys got him the best possible deal given his circumstance, and he turned it down. So they dropped him. Obviously, they think he's being unreasonable. Otherwise, an agency's not dropping you unless they think you're being ridiculous.
I mean, this is what happens when you be greedy. Now, God forbid, what if we would have signed him? He would have got hurt first play of the game, and it's like, oh, same old Jets again. So I commend Joe Douglas on standing firm, standing on business, because he knows his seat is hot. But I also think, he gets another crack at the coach, another head coach. Because I think we're going to keep Joe Douglas. He's not the perfect GM, but he's been the best GM we had in a long time. He just needs somebody to match his tenacity, his energy, and his philosophy. And Robert Saleh wasn't it. He was a good guy, but a greater cheerleader on the sidelines.
Look, I think it's going to come down to how they finish, right? I mean, if this gets really ugly, which I don't know if it's going to get that ugly given like the talent level on the team and just how watered down the AFC is, I don't know if Douglas survives it at that point, but if they go 9-8 and miss the playoffs, he might be back. I guess it kind of depends how they look down the stretch,
Yeah, I understand that scenario, but if it keeps going down the poop chute, this is probably one to be the most darkest days in Jets history. And I hope it doesn't come to that. I really don't. Because this team is way too talented. These guys, this is a championship caliber team with a championship caliber defense with a Hall of Fame quarterback. We just got to get our sugar honey iced tea together, figure it out. We got 3 games that are winnable. I do not fear Buffalo's wide receivers. We stopped Josh Allen from running around. We contained the tight end. We stopped the run. We win the game. The Steelers, same thing. Make Justin Fields one-dimensional. Make sure it protect Aaron Rodgers because the Steelers defense is a great defense. T.J. Watt and those guys are dogs. So protect Aaron Rodgers at all time. And New England's trash, but still they are still the Patriots. We got to sweep them. So that's 3 in a row. Let's go Jets, man. Let's go, Jake.
Brick City, I think I know the answer, but you got to be bricked up. Am I right?
I'm bricked up, no Diddy, Jake. I'm bricked up, no Diddy.
Let's go.
Let's go, Jets.
Yeah, let's go, man. Hit that old brick emoji if you're a channel member. Look, I look at it like this. If I'm Jeff Ulbrich, I'm going down with this strategy defensively tomorrow against a quarterback you played very well against. A lot of man coverage. Trust Sauce. Trust DJ Reed. Look, trust Brandon Echols. This guy makes plays every time he gets a chance to play. I'm expecting him to have another pick tomorrow because that seemingly happens every time he's out there. But seriously, a lot of man coverage tomorrow. Dare the Buffalo receivers to beat you. I don't know if they can. My buddy who I got dinner with last night that I mentioned earlier, he's a big Bills fan. One of the few I actually can stand. And he said that Shakir is potentially a bigger loss than Cook. And I don't know if Shakir's going to play. He's questionable. They don't have any receivers right now. And Dalton Kincaid has not been this awesome tight end weapon that they were banking on this year. He's kind of been just a guy. He's been a Jag. Speaking of the Jaguars, they suck, by the way. Let me throw that out there. All of a sudden, we got a real rookie of the year race with Caleb and Jane Daniels. Must be nice to hit on a rookie quarterback that quick, by the way. Oh, by the way, how bad is Trevor Lawrence? Yikes. No one from that quarterback class is any good. $55 million a year for that? Huh. Anyway. But I'm doing a lot of man coverage. I'm trusting my corners. I'm spying Josh Allen with Sherwood or with Quincy. And let's go, man. Send some blitzes. Trust that your corners on an island are not going to get beat. I don't think the Bills receivers could separate against this Jets defense that is second in the NFL against the pass and win the game. I expect the offense to play better. I expect the offense to be able to put up 23, 24 points tomorrow. Run the ball with Brees. Take some chances downfield. I saw a report coming today that expect Mike Williams to be utilized more in this offense. Great. I've only been saying that for weeks. Screaming that to my guy Larry and Anthony, who are as maniacs I sat next to at the game in London a week ago. Let's go, man. Mike Williams needs the football. Open things up. How many times have the Jets thrown downfield and created an explosive play? I could think of it twice all year where it worked. Lazard on the hard count week 1. Brees with the linebacker matched up against him on the outside week 2. Throw it downfield. They tried in the New England game where they were great. Mike Williams almost had a touchdown. The New England corner made a nice play. Knocked it out at the last second. But take some chances downfield and get this running game going. I'm tired of the 12 personnel. 12 personnel is not working. Your tight ends aren't good enough. Use Olu as an extra blocker instead of the 12 personnel. I'd rather him blocking than 84, Bates, or Ruckert. And I know Conklin's questionable tomorrow. The expectation, I believe, is that he'll play, but he's not 100%. I could do without this guy ever playing for the Jets again, though. Look at this. I mean, this is just horrific. You can't run the football like this. And these are just a couple plays here where one guy is causing you disaster in the run game. We played you the Baldinger clip several times this week of guys just not knowing when to line up, not knowing their blocking assignments. Not good enough. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're tuning in live right now, please click that like button and subscribe to the channel. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who supports me on the Patreon I have for this show, where you get bonus content. I dropped 3 bonus shows this week for Patreon users. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. I also want to thank everyone on Patreon who joined our Discord, because the Discord's where it's at during games and all throughout the week, continuing the Jet Convo. Of course, you get 15% off every merch item when you're a Patreon member, and your name in the intro. Huge shout out to our most recent Patreon subscriber, AB, who became a member during the show. He signed up for the year and saved 15%. Also want to shout out Joe, Terrence, Jeff, Lucas, and Jay for supporting me, supporting the show, and joining the Patreon. All right, more of your calls right now before we wrap a shorter show than normal. With the Reddick news breaking this morning, I wanted to do a quick Sunday program, and obviously I'm doing 4 hours of radio today, so you can join me on ESPN New York for more Jake Asman. Let's say hello to Neil, who's next. What's up, Neil?
Hey, how are you?
What's up, Neil?
Okay.
How we feeling?
I feel great, man. It's great to be a New York fan. You know, I'm on the Mets side here, as you know. Very excited about the Mets. And one thing, we have to remember is, the Mets were left for dead in June, of 12 games under 500. And here we are today, the hottest team in baseball.
That's right.
I think that could happen with the Jets too. And I'm very, very hopeful that we're going to see the start of a major run for our team. The one thing we have going for us that we didn't have last year, the year before is, knock wood, we're a healthy team right now. We're healthy. The offensive line is going to, takes 4 or 5 games, they say, to gel together. I think they're going to gel perfectly here. I think we're going to be able to run the ball against Buffalo tomorrow. I expect to see a well-balanced team with strict discipline, a little bit better play calling. I would like to see Corley in there, Jake. I'd like to see, especially with Conklin a little banged up. And like we said, I think we're going to see less 12 personnel and maybe, get somebody in there could yak a little bit. Corley's a yak guy. I would like to see him more than Lazard, or at least splitting time with Lazard. Maybe get Lazard in there on the, red zone. Let's get Corley a little mixed in. I mean, God, it's been 6 games, it's 5 games. I think it's time for him to come on a little bit. Maybe that's something that we'll see as far as a change goes. That would be a welcome change. Maybe put him in the backfield. We have to have a little more imagination. I look at these other teams, my son's always saying to me, God, Dad, look at this play. Look at that play. We never do this. We never do that.
Nope.
You know what I mean? It's so vanilla. It's been so vanilla that, I really would like to see, not trickery. I don't want to see the bullshit double reverse throw and all. Just a little mix up, something, trips in the backfield. Put Corley behind A-Rod under center. I really want to see more under center play, more play action, more, get Braylon Allen running downfield. Let's get these backs running downfield instead of standing there. Rodgers sits there, hands him the ball, and they're standing still, and guys are coming over here and tripping them on the backfield and, not letting them get ahead of steam. Let's get a little more power. Let's power these guys. Let's push them off the line of scrimmage. I think if we use our linemen to run block, that man for man, they're going to push guys on Buffalo back. I don't see them coming this way. I see us going that way. And as long as we get a 1 or 2 yard push and a head start for Braylon or Brees, we're going to see 5, 6, 7 yard gains. We may see, Brees break a tackle or Braylon break a tackle. Now we have a 20-yard gain. Now we have a 15-yard run. We got the first down thing going, and let's do it, baby. I am excited. I think we're going to be fine tomorrow. And I Brick had a nice call. I like Brick. He was very positive, and let's get this positivity going. Enough of the bullshit. Who's the coach going to be? I don't want to hear about who's coaching. We got Obrick. He's the coach. Let's go forward. We're right where we need to be, okay? We're not in the best shape we were going to be in, but, Tampa was 5-5 before they got their shit together and ran on a Super Bowl run. We're very capable of doing it. We got the talent. We got everything in place. Let's go. I'm psyched. Let's have a big today. Let's get to the games. Let's see everybody else crap the bed. Let's see our Mets and Yankees get one step closer to a Subway Series. I'm excited for a Subway Series. I know everybody else is. I know our Met chat guys get overshadowed by you Yankee chat guys, but that's got to change a little bit. We're going to see it. Let's go, baby.
Let's go, Neil.
Let's get brick up.
I love it. Look, as bad as the Jets have played, it is such a week-to-week league in the NFL this year more than ever. You know, the Niners were 2-3. They're on the road. They picked up a big win on Thursday night. Back on track. It could happen quick. Ravens 0-2. Now, they look like maybe the best team in the league. It could happen quick. So if you're the Jets, all that matters is finding a way to win a home game tomorrow against a team you've beaten in that building the last 2 years with a worse roster, worse quarterback. Look, it's not going to be easy. I'd be surprised if this is a blowout, but I think they could do it. I think this is why you have, like, your leaders, your veterans, to respond for a moment like this. Like, I expect Aaron Rodgers to play well. The whole world is now doubting him. That's when he's at his best. It kind of feels like last stand type of moment for the Jets, you know? It's all right in front of them. Hey, shout out to Jersey Jet. He has become an Asmaniac the old-fashioned way by hitting the join button and doing it himself. Thank you, my man. J.E. says, we have a horrible O-line. Can't run the ball. Protect Rodgers. Are we watching the same game? The offensive line protected Aaron Rodgers the first 3 weeks very well. That's why these last 2 games, it's been astonishing to see how bad it's been. Now, they can't run the ball. That's true. They should be able to run the ball, though. I don't think Breece Hall just forgot how to be good. They got to just find ways to get him going. Same with Braylon Allen. In the Jets' 2 wins this year, they have run the football for over 100 yards. In their 3 losses, they've averaged less than 3 yards per carry. I mean, the Jets are averaging 80 rushing yards a game. It's 32nd in the league. There's no way that's going to be the case. They got to get it going. And I think they can get it going. Jetted outright said, I'm cool without Adams or Reddick. I'd like both, but tired of the head games with Reddick and the Raiders. I want Corley in there, brick up. Well, a couple of things. One, Reddick is a totally different situation than Davante. Davante, I think, is still very plausible to happen. Very plausible. And as far as Corley goes, maybe we do see him active tomorrow. You know, Downing obviously is more of a creative mind than Hackett. Maybe he could find a way to get Malachi Corley involved. To your last point, I simply say this.
Let's get brick up.
Let's go, man. Hey, last chance to get in. I know the game's just started here, so I want to watch all the NFL games before I host on ESPN New York today, beginning at 4. If you have a super chat, submit it, and I'll make sure we read it on the show before we wrap. Let's say hello right now to this guy.
B-Mac.
Look at my TV.
B-Mac.
I love Aaron Rodgers. Jets. Go Jets.
Hey Jake.
What's up, B-Mac?
Good morning. Hey, yeah, I know my internet is terrible as always, but I'm gonna make it quick. Who buy this narrative that Rodgers is Chase Daniels, whatever his name, Jaden, some of his name, the backup quarterback for the Saints still said that Rodgers is a quarterback killer and he got Mike McCarthy fired. Do you buy that rumor that
No, I don't. Aaron Rodgers had 3 head coaches in 20 years. How is he a coach killer? He won a Super Bowl with Mike McCarthy, and I think we've seen watching McCarthy in Dallas, he's an average coach. So Rodgers clearly elevated him during that Super Bowl run.
All right. Well, I got the Jets winning tomorrow. My score prediction, I got the Jets 26, Bills 14.
Sign me up.
B-Mac.
Hey, you hater guy. Allen sucks and JJ can kiss my ass before I wipe.
Hey, the memberships are flowing. Jerome the Packer fan, Jerome Strax, has officially become an Asmaniac. Let's go, Jerome. Hey, man. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Tyrone says, after Morgan went down, the run game's been non-existent. And the pass protection hasn't been as good either. And look, Morgan Moses, I think, is a good tackle. I think his leadership, his presence, the ability to set the tone, that mentality these guys play with. Tyron Smith's more of a quiet leader. Morgan's like outgoing. He's a rah-rah guy. Nice throw by C.J. Stroud there. Was that Tank Dell? Touchdown. Yeah, I mean, New England stinks. We know that. But anyway. Look, I think having Morgan Moses back will be huge. I think Mosley coming back from a leadership. You need your leaders to be leaders tomorrow. You need your best players to be your best players. I need Sauce to not drop any interceptions that hits him in the hands. I need to see Brees be Brees. Mike Williams get involved. Let's rely on the veterans tomorrow. Let's go. All right. And it all starts with the quarterback. The pressure is now on Aaron Rodgers. All eyes are on him. People say he got Saleh fired. I don't buy that. But that's the narrative by some. And ultimately, the spotlight's on him because he's the guy that is left. He's the guy that wanted to be a Jet. Now he's playing a huge game tomorrow night. Let's see it. And last time he was in prime time, he balled out in that building. So let's see that again. Kyle Clifton with a super chat. B-Mac is the auto-tune king of the Jake Asman show, like Kanye. Bang! Bang! Incredible. Incredible. Brandon Ace is back from Stupid Town. Texans OC will be a head coaching candidate for sure. That'd be Bobby Slowick, no doubt. It's funny. You know what Bobby Slowick's job was with the Niners before D'Amico Ryans, who came from the Niners as their DC, was? Bobby Slowick was the pass game coordinator for San Francisco. Just like Mike LaFleur was for the Jets. Difference is one guy got Stroud, the other guy got Zach Wilson. It's all about timing in the NFL, man. J.E. says, damn, we beat the worst team in football. Patriots win isn't that impressive anymore. I mean, J.E., you play who's on your schedule. The Niners had wins over the Jets and the Patriots before Thursday. I got news for you. The Jets schedule as a whole is not very difficult because the whole AFC is not very good. The three best teams in the conference are the Chiefs, the Ravens, and to me, the Texans. The Jets only play one of those teams. So the nature of the Jets schedule, it's not going to be like they beat all these world beaters. But win tomorrow night and you're in first place, and that's all that matters. All right, one last call, then we'll wrap. I want to watch some football, and I got 4 hours of radio to do today. So we're squeezing in a Sunday show, given the news of the day with Reddick that broke early this morning. Indy Jets, you're next. Wrap us up today. Indy, what do you got?
Hey, Jake, with all this news coming out that with Reddick, it kind of disproves the theory of firing Joe Douglas after 3 days, doesn't it? I mean, it's really not his fault, But I just don't see, and I think we talked about it maybe like week 2, or that I didn't think Reddick would ever play for the Jets or probably even in the NFL back then after reading through the CBA and all that. But he has to play. He has to be. I think week 7 or week 8, just for him to make $0 for the rest of the year. He's not coming.
Well, week 13 is when Ian Rappaport said that he has to be on the team for the contract to not toll. That's what it said this morning in the article I referenced.
Well, right, but by the time he pays all his fines and
correct, he's losing money. You're 100% right. Yes.
By week 7 or week 8, he could play the rest of the year and literally make $0 for the year. So there's no way he's coming. I'd like to, but on a different I'm glad we're done with him. But I'd like to see, a little bit, maybe some no huddle this week. Put Braille and Allen in and get those defensive line a little bit gassed, and then hand Brees the ball and say, okay, Babe Ruth, go hit your home run.
I like it. I do think they should do a lot more up-tempo, no huddle, because the few times this team has moved the ball this year, that's when they've been at their best, and it's like they don't do it. They just go back to this vanilla, Rodgers will do everything offense, and I'm just hoping with Downing, I'm not saying he's Kyle Shanahan, but I'm just hoping there'll be a different spin on things. Like I look more like a modern NFL offense in 2024.
And I do not want to see another delay of game again. But Rodgers sitting there yelling, get the play in, and we get 2-3 delay calls a game. If we can keep that up tempo the whole game, I think you're going to have. We should be using Brees and we should be using Allen to gas those defensive linemen, and 4 or 5 yards each pop shouldn't be that hard. Not with these two guys.
Agreed. I said it before, Indy. I don't think there's a team in the NFL that wouldn't trade their own backfield for the Jets' backfield. So the fact that the Jets are
not a single one
in rushing through 5 weeks is an embarrassment.
Yeah, not a single one. But nope, that's all I wanted is just to say, I think we're going to see a whole new team this year or this game. Even though they've only had 5 days to implement a new game plan, I think it's just going to be more of a mental game. We're going to come out winning this game mentally. They're going to be fired up.
Typically, the team that makes the interim change doesn't always work, but typically that first game, the team wins. Remember Jeff Saturday when he went from TV analyst to head coach? They won their first game, right? Like, it wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world for the Jets, who I think have more talent than the Buffalo Bills, to win at home tomorrow night against a team they have played well the last 2 games. Last 2 years. Like, Josh Allen does not have good numbers against this defense. I think the Jets are going to play well defensively. It's just, can the offense show a pulse? And with Rodgers, I have faith he's going to play well tomorrow.
Yeah, if we can beat Josh Allen with Zach, then how can we not dominate them with Aaron? Just my 2 cents.
Hey, just
shouldn't
win,
even
man.
be close.
Just win.
Appreciate it. Have a good day.
India, thank you, man. Just win. I don't care if it's by 3 or 30. It's going to be stressful. If it's by 3, certainly would prefer by 30, but just win, because then you're 3-3. You're playing a Steelers team that, it's going to be a tough game on the road, but you can win that game, right? It still would be Rodgers versus Fields or Rodgers versus Wilson. And then you play New England after that. They're going to be starting a rookie. There's going to be clear growing pains for Drake May. You could start to see this flip, but you got to win tomorrow. And what's also important to note, too, with the Jets, of their 3 losses, only one of them is a conference loss. So they're 2-1 against the AFC right now. That's huge. Tomorrow's big because it's a divisional game, and obviously it's a conference game. But, if you're going to lose to the Vikings and you're going to lose to the Niners, you'd rather that than lose to AFC teams. That matters. The Denver loss is inexcusable. We know that, but that's in the past now. We can't change it. And that's what I believe got Saleh fired, more so than the Viking game. I think it was the Denver loss compiled with you start down 17-0 in London that did Saleh in, as we know. All right, one last call. I lied. That was not our last call. Old Lynbrook Jet fan is on the line. What's up, Old Lynbrook?
Hey, Jake, how you doing, buddy? First time caller, and you do a great job there. I love the skits. He's very entertaining. I've been enjoying you for about a year. I think I got to join here maybe today. So
let's get you on the Patreon, Old Lynbrook. We got to get you in the Discord. You got to interact with us. I love it.
That's right. So Jets fans, since I was a little kid, family had season tickets at Shea. I don't know if you know the background, but there was a big heavyset dude up in, I think it was section 402 at Shea, in the end zone, way upstairs. And he was the one that started that JETS chant up there in Shea. And then he, on cold days, he used to hand out hot peppers to everybody in the section. So that was a lot of fun. And I have a 26-year-old son. And, I've lived this Jets misery my whole life. You can't get away from it. It just is what it is. And my son's 26 now. When he was a little boy, I live in Florida now, though. That's why I said old limber guy. So I'm in Florida, and, we're in Florida. He's growing up, watching football, loves his dad. I said, listen, you have a whole nice clean slate in front of you. You don't have to be a Jets fan just because dad's a Jets fan. You can root for the Bucks. You can root for the Giants. If you insist on New York, I'd rather you not, but you can even be a Dolphins fan. Oh. But please rethink this wanting to be with dad with this, because it's caused me a lot of pain. So I told him that. He was born in 98. I've told him that, since the early 2000s. No, Dad, Jets all the way, baby. It's Jets all the way. So he's been living this crazy misery. What makes me laugh is that in watching you guys, and every one of you guys, it's like playing a round of golf. being a Jets fan. You suck at golf. Every hole generally is a disaster. Maybe you have a good hole here and there, but every single time you get to that new tee, there's always fresh hope. And that's exactly the way it is being a Jets fan. It's like, okay, new game, new fresh hope. No matter what, you guys always think, it could be a disaster tomorrow night. We don't know. But we always have that hope. You always have that hope. All the guys that call in always have this hope. And my son is the same exact way. We could be down by 3 scores with 3.5 minutes left. And he still will figure out how he still might be able to win that game. It just makes me laugh that how Jets fans are just a unique breed. Love the show. You're doing a great job. I've been having a lot of fun with it. I'm going to do this more often. And I have a lot more to say, but I don't want to take too much of your time. But great job. Always enjoy the show. I had a knee replacement surgery a couple of weeks ago, so I've been able to watch a lot of your stuff live these last couple of weeks, and I haven't missed a show any day. But keep up the good work, buddy. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Old Lindbrook, and shout out to your son as well. He made the right choice. Look, you gave your kid a choice. If I have children someday, they have no choice. They're going through this misery that I'm going through. They're Jet fans. No other way around it. All right? I had to go through this, and they're going through this. No way around it. Builds character. I didn't have a choice. They don't either. But anyway, look, we're hopeful because I think there is legit hope tomorrow, right? Like usually when like the season's over, interim coach is over, you're just playing out the string. This team could be in first place by tomorrow night. That's why it's like there's still hope for now. The season's not over. It's 2-3 with a talented roster. With a Hall of Fame quarterback who I think is going to play better. I don't think he's maybe MVP Aaron Rodgers anymore. He doesn't need to be. Defense is still top 5. They've proven that this year. They have too many good players on offense to be this bad. Figure it out. And hopefully, the shot in the arm is what this team gets with Ulbrich now. The wake-up call. Ladies and gentlemen, I said that was going to be the last call, but, is it too good to be true?
Hi, how are you? Bruce Hall. That's good.
Lane?
Yes, Jake, I'm back.
You're back? You're on mute, Lane.
Now do you hear me, Jake?
I hear you, Lane.
I got my internet fixed. I actually called into Mike midnight last night.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about the Jets. So what if the Jets fired Robert Saleh? I don't think he had it. Well, I have some more questions. Do you think because he quit, is it because the way the Jets played in week 5 and week 4?
Yes, I think that had a lot to do with it.
What's your opinion on the lineup for week 6 tomorrow night?
Well, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to play quarterback.
Yeah, I'm listening still.
I think Breece Hall and Braylon Allen will be the running backs.
How do you feel about Bruce Hall?
Bruce is pretty good. I would appreciate it. Breece could have a big game too, though.
I had a nice holiday also.
Did
a
you?
Nice past, yeah. How was your holiday? You celebrated?
No, I didn't. I was out and about.
Did you go anywhere?
I went to T-Squared Social.
Was it great? Who else was there? Was Mike Midnight there?
Mike Midnight was not there.
No, I mean Bobby Midnight. Oh no.
No, he's in Vermont.
Oh really? I'm Bobby and I would and and he fell over in the armchair. It's funny when he does that.
Yeah, it's great.
He liked his nurse actually when he wasn't feeling well.
Yeah, he liked the sponge
I
bath.
wish he was on the show. I wish I could join him also if he was there. But anyway, what a great Mets win. I thought they would not get by the Phillies. How do you think that they got by it?
I think the Mets are really good, Lane. If everyone's talking about them being like this Cinderella story, they've been the hottest team in baseball since June. They're a good team.
I don't get it. How could you put a Jets game a Giants game and a Mets game on at the same time tonight? You know what they should have done? Have them start at 2:00 and then have the football game tonight. It doesn't make sense. Is it because of the ratings?
It is all because of ratings, and they're on different networks, so they don't help each other out.
I think the Mets are on. Let me check.
The Mets are on Fox.
Yeah, I'm just looking in the paper, looking at TV Guide.
The Giants are on NBC.
Yeah, Yankees on tomorrow, game one. I think the Yankees. I could see a Subway Series, Mets and Yankees for a remake. I just hope that the Mets win this round of the World Series.
What about the Yankees?
Maybe they could win game one, but I think it'll be a 7-game series if they do make it past the. If the Mets win, I'm gonna get a T-shirt since 1986, the last time they ever won.
You're gonna get a championship T-shirt if the Mets win the World Series?
Yeah.
What about if the Yankees win the World Series?
Nah. I don't like the Yankees. Well, they have good pitching, but they've also had some injuries.
Mm-hmm.
The Ghost is pitching tonight, believe it or not, for the Mets.
Who is?
Cody Zinga is pitching.
Yeah.
The Dodgers, for the Dodgers, they didn't get any except, what's his name, number 17, that he struggled. His name is Otani. He didn't do good.
Are you an Otani fan?
No, but he should have went to the Mets. I don't know why they didn't sign him. And Yamada in the rotation for the Dodgers. They have a good rotation. They have Yamada, Otani if he still pitches. They have Phillips in the bullpen to close.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, and Knoble. I'm surprised that what will you do with Knoble? Do you sign him or you wait until next year if they need him to go to a different team?
What sport is Knoble playing now?
Well, I think he's a free agent still. Because I don't think Knoble will go to another team.
What sport? Is he a baseball player now or is it football?
No, he's still I don't know. I don't know if he should be a baseball player, but he's probably still waiting for the Jets.
Baseball player now?
Probably. Knoble's probably taking a different route.
I'll tell you what, if the Yankees could sign Knoble, I'd have him in the lineup tomorrow night.
Yeah, Knoble as a Yankee? I don't see why not. I think he had to do some. Michael Jordan played for baseball for a while. Yeah. I remember when Michael Jordan tried playing baseball, but that never worked out because he didn't do good.
Right.
I remember back in 1990 when he tried playing baseball for the minor league White Sox team. I'm going all over today. I don't know why. I'm talking about 100 different teams.
You have a lot of takes today, Lane.
But anyway, Giants got to win. Okay, thank you for taking my call. If you have any other calls.
What about the Jets?
Well, the Jets, they're going to – how do you feel about the Jets uniforms? Why are they going back to the old style with the green, like lining and just the white? And is it throwbacks from 1980? The stock is same uniforms.
I like the Jets uniforms, Lane, but tomorrow they're wearing throwbacks, and I hope they win in them.
You'll name it days.
Yeah.
I hope they pull it out, honestly. Would it be nice to see a nice Jets win? Because if they lose, people are going to be screaming on your phone all over.
Yeah.
I'm talking to Jake Asman.
Hi, Jake.
Mommy said hi.
Hello, Mrs. Kerner.
Jets got to win. All right, you know what?
Lane.
I'm going to let you go. And so thank you for taking my call.
Anytime, Lane. You have a great day, okay?
Okay, you too. Hi. Sorry, everybody. See you next call when we talk about sports again.
Kings stay kings. The Lane train. Incredible. Hit the Lane emoji if you love the Lane train. What a return to the air. He's had some internet issues. We got him fixed. Let's go. Incredible. Lane, you got to wear the Lane train jersey tomorrow night. Tom Ace is 100% right in the comments. We need that jersey on. And you to be wearing it after the Jets hopefully win. Calling into the postgame show right after the game. Michael with a super chat at the buzzer here. Jake, great hat. I was lucky enough to be at that game. You inspired me to dig it out. Now let's do it again. Hey, Rodgers talks about manifestation. I'm manifesting an AFC East title. Give me a Jet W tomorrow, please. Please. All right, tomorrow we're going to be live at 10:40 with Jeff Parles, who normally joins us Wednesdays, but because of the schedule, he's joining us tomorrow to give some final thoughts on Jets Bills, react to the latest reports, on Davante, all that. Better win. Hope is still alive today, folks. Jets can win tomorrow and completely change the trajectory of the entire season. And that's the bottom line. Hey, real quick, if you have an RSVP to our watch party 1 week from tonight, please do so. I promise you, win or lose, they're an absolute blast. And anyone who's been to any of the watch parties we've done so far, we've done 3 this season, including the preseason game against Carolina. Come join us and have some fun. T-Squared Social is located right next to Grand Central Station, so you can take the train in from Long Island, Westchester, Connecticut, Jersey. It's right there. Anyway, thank you all for your support. Subscribe to the channel, like the video on your way out of here, and let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on the Reddick stuff. Because, my God, it makes no sense whatsoever. Hey, join the Patreon if you haven't. Best way to support me. You guys are the greatest. I'll talk to you guys soon. JETS, 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 Jets. Let's get bricked up, baby. Jet season's alive. Now let's win tomorrow night. I'll talk to you guys from 4 to 7:30 p.m. on ESPN New York later today. Go Jets.
Let's get bricked up.
Today, hold my fist, make it come to life. You control that. You love this game, demonstrate that shit by how hard you strain. And the passion you play with, guys. When you make a play or your teammate makes a play, celebrate that shit today. Celebrate it. Mind, execute. Don't make shit up. Guys, trust your training. Trust your training. And then fist. In the fourth quarter, these flinch and they tap on us. Remember this, guys. A teammate, I'll die for. My brother, I'll kill for. Let's kill for today. Let's break this down. Let's go. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Kill on 3. 1, 2, 3. Kill.
You're a degenerate gambler, and you're in your mid-50s. Who bets on the Jets? Have you not learned anything about betting? The Jets are going to come back! No, they're not! They're never going to come back! They're never going to come back!
Hey, Bills Mafia! You're in the wrong stadium, you friggin' a-hole!
You guys football fans? I think the Pats could take the conference this year. I mean, the Dolphins are overrated and the Jets are choke artists.
I wouldn't say that, Mr. Deeds.
Why is that, though?
You own the Jets, Deeds.
I do? Whoa. That sucks.
You think that scares me? I'm not scared of you, you pansy!
Yeah, I'll put my whole fist through your face, you friggin' a-hole!
Hey, keep moving, you hum!
Who do you want to win?
The goddamn Jets.